Hey guys, welcome back. So I wanted to start this video by looking at the year to date, because if you zoom into anything below 3 months, it becomes very painful. So year to date, we are still up 66%, which is, beating the S&P 500 by like a lot. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see where the S&P 500 is year to date, or you probably call it a SPY. SPY year to date is like 14%. I'm at 68%. Just comparing those two, I pretty much like 4 to 5x the SPY. So I am pretty happy with the results. Now, if you see these tremendous swings here lately that where I've been making the videos, you'll see why it's been kind of painful, because at the highest I was at 264, and since then you could say I lost $100,000. But if you just don't count those, then I'll still be, if you just discount everything that happened since like September the 1st, then I'll pretty much be around break even. So technically, instead of saying I lost like 100K, you could just say like I lost the last, like, I want to say 2 months worth of gains, which the market was going bonkers for the 2 months, and now it's just kind of dialing it back, and I did catch some of that downwind. So yeah, you could just say that. Now zooming in on the 3 months, I am down $900. If you zoom in on the 1 months, I'm down 21% or $45,000. Zoom in on the 1 week, I'm down 21K, and yeah. So that's what I've been dealing with lately, cause like you go to sleep, your portfolio, like last Friday. What was last Friday? I believe the port was like around here. This was last Friday, the 7th. I was at 166. And then like by Monday I was at 225 again. It's just everything's extreme volatility, everything's going bonkers, everything's going crazy, and I have made some portfolio adjustments to get us there. So let me just switch. All right, guys. So portfolio adjustments, as you can see, I'm still very big in Nvidia. I'm still up 17K, mostly from those shares I haven't sold yet, but the leaps have gone down a bit, as you can see from here. These leaps are down a bit, and I also got burned on that last, what I thought was going to be a rally Friday. It was not. Still in SoFi for around 30K deep, only down a little bit in that position. And Meta has really taken a tumble against me with all these down around 13K on Meta. I sold out of BMNR for like a 10K lost. I should have cut that a lot quicker, but I didn't, because I had hope in Ethereum. But then it fell out of that wedge, and it just kept going down. So I cut the BMNR options, and I just went with shares instead. Still have some money in there, but a lot less. Well, I got burned out. I got liquidated. Hood. Recently I started adding more money to Hood for around April 2026. That should give us one more earnings cycle before anything bad happens. But as you can see, I'm down pretty bad in this position as well. Okay, so I'm up like 5K on just the regular ass shares, down like 9K on options. So leverage, it cuts both ways, folks, and this is a prime example of it. Amazon, I sold the leaps on Amazon. I just kept the shares. Surprisingly, I'm actually up like 6K on this. I'm like thoroughly surprised. I don't know my big positions. New addition, I added Grab, mostly because I have like 1,000 shares, mostly because everyone was yelling get Grab, and I did some research. Pretty cool company coming out of Indonesia and all that stuff. Could be like the Uber of that region, and Uber didn't even work that great for my city, but I think it has the potential to work great in like Southeast Asia, with like how we're moving, like outsourcing all of our jobs there. People are gonna have more disposable income, and it's becoming more of a tourist destination since no one wants to come visit America anymore. So that could be like a pretty good driver, so to speak. United Healthcare got some leaps all the way out in 2027 for those. Just gonna hang on to those and see what happens. Shopify, once again, I got burned pretty bad on this. Down like 13K on Shopify, did not work out. Chime, I did make a little bit of profits off the options, but then I just decided to go with shares because just the options are just so freaking illiquid. All right, so yeah, down 400, not too bad. NBIS, this is a relatively new position that I added. Roughly down. Wow, holy shit! I'm down like 22%. I bought at around 110. I bought these calls at around 110, and they have been going down ever since. All right. Google. I do have one share of regular Google up like 57%. Wow. And then I have some leaps. I think this leap is gonna start cooking on Monday because Warren Buffett did buy Google. That means the AI bubble is not yet to pop because Warren Buffett, the man himself, bought Google. If he buys Google, you buy Google. I think a lot of other people bought Google too. Here's a extra 100 shares of BMNR. Got cooked. I got slammed on these HIMS calls, like down 8K from that. I can't afford to keep making mistakes like this. The port is down pretty bad, so I'm really hoping for a Santa Claus rally here. Um, Added Whirlpool. I think the stock got beaten down like a lot, and I don't know. So I just decided to add some Whirlpool. 25 shares, not too big. Got a QQQ call, and the rest of these just whatever. The D-low is already out. So I'm really just betting on these four companies to make a turnaround right here and drag the portfolio up to like I don't know 200K or so, or like overall like market rebound would be nice just to get that portfolio going back up to like 200K. We need the rate cuts in December for these positions to work out. And yeah, just in general, I don't know, man. This market's kind of choppy, so I don't know. Like we need the rate cuts in December, but then Jerome Powell's like, we're not gonna give you the rate cuts. So this puts us on to like a pretty bad position. Um, yeah, that's the status of the portfolio. Yep, things aren't looking that hot right now, but if you zoom out, still up 60% on the year. Um, on a downside, if things do get really bad, maybe it's like the 150. I might start looking at like cutting some of my leaps and just like rotating to like the even higher quality, like the very defensible names, the bulletproof names, stuff like Nvidia, like SoFi. Maybe I'll let go of Hood and then rotate that more into like SoFi, or maybe I'll start trimming some Meta. But I kind of like where Meta is. Like I noticed that on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, when the whole market was like going shaboinks and like fucking tanking, like Meta did hold 600. So I'm kind of getting hopeful that Meta might start gaining some traction here. So I'm just overall I'm just like trying to stay in the game here and not take too much losses. Maybe I'll start looking towards like selling some covered calls on my options, running like poor man's covered call, maybe generate some cash that way, or at least try to take out a sting a bit from my positions. But yeah, as grim as things are starting to look, I'm just gonna keep hanging in there, um, or maybe just convert to shares or something. But yeah, it's, for none of you, I don't think any of you actually follow my strategy anymore. But yeah, for all you people out there, just hang in there, and I think things should shake out before December or the Fed rate cut. So just hang in there for like 2 or 3 more weeks. Don't get liquidated. Watch your margins, and good luck out there for all of us. Good stuff.